What's up, Metal Milieu followers? That's right, it's me, Michael, the Metal Angel, here to talk about all things metal, and today especially thrash. In fact, I want to talk about one of the most underappreciated thrash albums of all time, Blind Illusion, the Sane Asylum. This album is an utter masterpiece. Came out on Combat in 1987. I bought an original pressing on CD in the 90s, but it was a Japanese import, cost me an arm and a leg. Just found out not less than a year ago that Metal Mind has put it out as a gold disc digipack. My booklet on the original Japanese kind of folds out like a map, but this booklet is an actual booklet with the lyrics, with, that's what actually mine looks like in the Japanese. But what's more important is you might have noticed that I was wearing a Possessed shirt and talking about Carl Kennedy. And Carl Kennedy, of course, produced Eyes of Horror, the final EP before Possessed called it quits. But when Larry Lalonde decided to move on, he decided to team up with none other than Mark Biederman of Blind Illusion. And this was a real strong Bay Area vibe. But then they got an unknown bass player who Kirk Hammett recommended because they had gone to high school together in north of San Francisco. And Kirk Hammett actually had Les Claypool try out for Metallica, and he just missed the cut, And of course, we know that Jason Newsted got it. And that's okay, because we got Les Claypool to join us for the Blind Illusion Sane Asylum album, and this is some of the most amazing speed metal thrash bass playing you've ever heard. I'm not talking Steve Harris, I'm not talking Dee Dee Verney, I'm not even talking Lemmy, and certainly not, Geddy Lee, or anything like that, although Les Claypool is a huge Geddy Lee fan. After this, unfortunately, came Sailing the Seas of Cheese. That's right, Primus. I'm not a big fan of Primus. Love South Park. Come on down to South Park. Have yourself a good time. I personally am not a fan of Primus, but I absolutely love Les Claypool's bass playing on the Blind Illusion album. There was a follow-up many years later. Mark Biederman tried to keep it going. Unfortunately, for all of those who made the mistake and actually bought the album, as a total piece of utter shit. That's right, he decided to go country, kind of like Ron Keel did back in the day, and kind of like, now, Steven Tyler's doing, and Kiefer Sutherland's doing, and Cyndi Lauper. Everybody's going country. Even Def Leppard had a country single. It's the way to go. It makes a lot of money. You get bigger fans, but it didn't work for Blind Illusion. It was a total waste. So as far as I'm concerned, there's only the Blind Illusion Sane Asylum and the demos. But if you might notice, I'm wearing a DRI shirt. That's because Tuesday night I saw DRI, and I talked to Harold O., and none other than Blind Illusion is active and playing music again. And I quote unquote, Harold said he had some big shoes to fill because he has to play all the bass material that Les Claypool played on the Sane Asylum. And that's some amazing stuff. Plus they're working on new material. And also, speaking of DRI, Kurt Breck let me know when he was selling his new CD, all of 9 minutes long with 2 original songs, that, Mark Biederman loved it, and he wants to put it out digitally, and he wants to add the solos where there's no solos because Spike didn't put any solos from the DRI. And I talked to a guy the other night, actually last night at Doro, and we were talking. He's in a death cover band called Infernal Death. He'll probably get a kick out of my Zombie Ritual. And we were talking about what is the first actual death album, and he said Possessed 7 Churches. And so, it's open-ended. I still say Scream Bloody Gore. But he talked about the best thrash album is Darkness Descends by Dark Angel, and I'm like, yeah, that's a masterpiece. But most people know about it, especially Gene Hoglan and all the work he's done, another drummer who's highly influenced by none other than Carl Kennedy. But Blind Illusion, the Sane Asylum, we're talking songs like Vicious Visions, we're talking songs like Kamikaze, we're talking songs like Blood Shower, even the opening track, the Sane Asylum. And there's a song on it that ends called Metamorphosis of a Monster. Metamorphosis of a Monster, that was written in 1978 and didn't appear on the album until 1987. When I bought this album on cassette in 1987, I was in college, freshman in college, and I had English Dogs, Forward into Battle in my car, and I had Sodom Persecution Mania, and I had Blind Illusion, the Sane Asylum. And those 3 cassettes carried me through the summer until I got Barren Cross, Atomic Arena, and Candlemass, Nightfall. Because back then, that's what I had, was cassettes. And my budget, car payments and college payments and all that stuff, all I could afford was like 5 cassettes for the entire summer. So when I found out that this was out and I got a copy of this, I blew people away because I played it 40 times. I usually don't play something more than 5 times before I get sick of it, even if it's my favorite album of all time, like Vendetta Brain Damage. But I knew this album so well, and I was so excited because my CD of this is in a room where I can't even access it. So I was so excited, and I told all my friends about it, and to be able to talk to Harold about it, DRI, and to be able to find out they are active, and you can go on YouTube and see videos of them playing this material from Sane Asylum, as well as new material, and I cannot wait for new Blind Illusion. Many people are excited about the new Dark Angel, many people are excited about the new Corner. I can't wait till the new Blind Illusion. Mark Biederman is playing kick-ass leads, kick-ass solos. Larry Lalonde is still in Primus, so oops, I'm sorry, forget him. And you know what? Let Harold O. He's filled great shoes in DRI for the last 2 decades, and now he's in Blind Illusion. Let this be a lesson to all you people out there that thrash is definitely alive. Bay Area Thrash is back. We talked about bands from Germany that are heavily influenced by Bay Area Thrash. Blind Illusion is epitome of Bay Area Thrash. So if you have not heard this album, go on YouTube and stream it. Check it out. I highly recommend it. And stay heavy metal. Up the irons, metalheads.